Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the Summer 2025 Sports Project Selection Show. Apologies for having my microphone muted very briefly, but I got it all figured out now and we're set to go here. The 1985 World Series in season ticket baseball is all set to begin tomorrow. We'll have Game 1 tomorrow between the Montreal Expos and the Detroit Tigers. Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos, and Jack Morris will be up for the Tigers. Before that, though, we need to start looking at what's coming next. So to do that, we're going to have what I call the Summer 2025 Project Selection Show. If you've ever watched an inside pitch selection show that RJL does, this will be a very similar format to that. But I don't know if I've talked much about how replays are going to work on the channel, but the winter season is going to be an executive pick project, which means I pick the project. For the summer season, however, you, the audience, get to help decide that. I'll explain how that works in a moment, but first, let's go over the categories. So as you can see here, it might be a little bit harder to read, but I do have 4 different sports categories that we're going to be going through. I've got baseball season replays that are grouped by decade. I've got 2010s, 2000s, 1990s, 1980s, 1970s, and 1960s. Then we've got football season projects down here on purple and turquoise index cards. Then we've also got hockey season replays, which are on orange index cards with yellow backs. In addition to that, we've got boxing tournaments on blue index cards with red line backs. Those are separated by weight class. So what we're going to do here is in each of these categories, I'm going to roll a die, the smallest die possible, to ensure that I'm always eliminating a season. And evening, Jester, you're just in time for me to explain how everything works here. I was just explaining what the index cards are for. So on the back of each of these index cards is a season that I own, with 2 exceptions. The only 2 seasons that are missing are 1991 from 90s baseball, because I already done that one, and 1985 for baseball, because of course we're about to do the World Series in 1985. So as I was just explaining, I've got the index cards with each of the seasons on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a die, the smallest die, I'm going to roll a die to make sure I'm eliminating a season. Then I'm going to count down on that die. So for example, let's say 1990s baseball, I roll a D8 and I get a 6. What I'll do is from the stack of index cards with the seasons on them, I'm going to count down 5 projects and then I'm going to eliminate the 6th. Then we'll continue that until the baseball stacks get rolled down to 1 card each and the other 3 sports get rolled down to 2. At that point, for the seasons, for these stacks down here of projects, those are going to go head to head, and then the winning project will advance to the poll that's going to go up on the channel. For baseball, it's going to be a little bit of a different format, where I'm going to roll each decade stack down to 1, and then those 6 seasons are going to go through a King of the Hill style elimination, where I'll take probably the D6s and then roll them out. The lowest season will always be eliminated until we get down to 1 season left. So the ultimate goal of this whole thing is we're going to end up with 4 seasons left for possible selection. Philip Reynolds is now joining us here. Welcome in, Philip. So what we're going to end up with by the end of all of that is we're going to end up with 4 possible projects, 1 for each sport. So we're going to end up with a baseball season replay, a football season replay, a hockey season replay, and a boxing tournament. Those 4 will then go up in a poll. We're not doing anything with soccer here, Philip. That'll be American football, by the way. That I should clarify. So the ultimate goal is we're going to end up with 4 seasons that are going to go up in a poll on the channel immediately after this show is over, that you guys will be able to vote on. And then the votes that you guys cast on those projects are going to determine how many dice each season is going to roll on the 1985 season recap and reveal show. That show will be 2 weeks after the 1985 World Series is over. So hopefully that all made sense, and I'll try to explain, make sure everything's clear on that. So I'll explain more of that in detail when we get there. And yes, as I mentioned, as you can probably guess, and I alluded to very early on in this, The system is similar to RJL's selection show for inside pitch, but because I've got the seasons grouped by decade and the 3 additional sports that I feel comfortable with replays or tournaments in, I had to make some changes to the format. So it's kind of a balanced mix. It's kind of a mix, ideally, where you guys get a voice in the summer project, but having the executive pick in the winter gives me a way to introduce rotation where I can say, okay, maybe we're doing a little too much baseball, so let's mix it up. And maybe we spotlight a hockey season, or we're doing a lot in 90s baseball, so we're going to step away from that. So it's a balance between you guys getting a voice in the summer and me having a way to balance it out and keep content varied in the winter time. Hopefully that word salad all made sense, and it'll make more sense as we go through this. As you can see, I've got different colored sets of polyhedral dice here for the different types of seasons. We've got blue and gold up here for 2010s baseball, purple for 2000s baseball, and so on. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, I will be very interactive with chat tonight since I've got OBS up over here. So let's jump in and start eliminating some seasons. So we'll follow the Cthulhu marker around. We'll start off with 2010s baseball, and I'll roll a D8. That way I know I'm eliminating a season here. So our first roll is going to be a 5. So I'll give these seasons a quick shuffle, just so I don't know which one I'm eliminating from the list. Problem with these index cards is they don't shuffle perfectly. But we'll do what we can here. All right, so we'll cut that. And then 1, 2, actually it looks like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That season is eliminated. And the first season to be eliminated from the project is 2010. So no start of the Giants dynasty in this one. So 2010 baseball would have been in season ticket. So no selection there. That die can move out of shot. And then we'll move on to 2000s baseball next. This time it's an 8, so we'll give this a shuffle. I'll do the shuffle off camera and try to keep my eyes away from it, because especially with these white cards, I can theoretically see what the season is being eliminated. So we went for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That season is now eliminated. So coming out of the 2000s baseball stack, 2010 wasn't a great year, so good to remove. Let's see what's coming out of 2000s baseball. 2007, the Red Sox sweeping the World Series over the Rockies. That one would have been a Stratomatic baseball season replay. So not a good year if you're not a Red Sox fan. Now let's move over to 1990s baseball. Once again, we'll grab the D8 for that one. Philip Jester, is this all starting to make sense so far on how we're doing this? That's a 5 for 1990s baseball. Once again, remember in the 90s stack, I don't have 1991 because that replay has been done already. The Pirates won the World Series in that replay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That season is eliminated. Played the Rockies in 2007. They were fun to play. What system was that in by chance? Coming out of here is 1999. That was the second of the Yankees' third straight World Series in the 2000s. I think that was Roger Clemens' first World Series win as well. 1999 would have been in season ticket. I've got a lot of seasons in season ticket, as you guys can probably guess. We'll move over to 1980s baseball next, minus 1985. This time it's a 6. So we'll give the 1980s seasons a shuffle. And a cut. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That season is eliminated. And coming off the list for 1980s is 1988. This would have been, if I remember correctly, this would have been Kirk Gibson's famous home run. I don't believe what I just saw was the call on that one. So no 1988. That one would have been an APA season replay. Moving over to the 1970s. Also, this is my very first time running this show, so I wanted to get a feel for how the scheduling was going to work and how long it was going to be. Just making sure I've got enough room to keep my index cards somewhat organized. So we're on 1970s baseball. 2. So we're not going to be going too far into the 1970s stack. As I send that one flying. Okay. 1, 2. That season is now, this season is now coming out of the pool. Coming out, 1974. 1974, still before my time. That also would have been a season ticket replay. So that season's out of the stack. 1960s baseball. We'll see what we're eliminating here. Season number 8. So we're going deep into the stack for this one. Well, that one almost went flying, but I managed to catch it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This season is now coming out of the pool from 1960s baseball. What's coming out? 1968. 1968 would have been a Fall Classic replay. So that's one of the only 3 Fall Classic seasons I have. Then moving over to hockey next, we can grab a D12 for that one because I've got plenty of seasons in hockey. But only 2 systems that I've warmed up to in hockey for replays. Stratomatic hockey and inside the crease hockey. This time that's a cocked die. We'll re-roll that. There we go. Season 9, or card 9. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This hockey season is the first one coming out of the pool. Coming out here, we have 2000 to 2001. Ooh, I would have loved to have played this season. It's kind of a sentimental favorite of a hockey season, but in terms of my personal life, it's actually a very important season in my personal history. Maybe I'll tell a little bit more of that story when we eventually get that to the channel. Next up, we've got the boxing tournaments, which are separated by weight classes. And I'll grab a D12 for that as well. That'll be tournament number 8 coming out for the boxing tournaments. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This tournament is now not being done for the summer project. We are not having a bantamweight tournament in Glory Days Boxing. Glory Days Boxing and Title Bout 2 are my two boxing games that I've very much warmed up to. Football, I've got, let me see how many systems of football I've got. I've got 5 different systems in football. I've got Momentum Football, 5D20 Football, Glory Days Pro Football, Season Ticket Football, and APA Football. In the football stack, I will mention that 1972 is in there as well. The reason it's in there is because I have 1970 in 5D20 Football as well. So if 1972 comes up, that would be a 5D20 football season replay. May yield a different result, but only time will tell on that. We've got a D20 in here because I've got a lot of seasons of football. That's 20, so we're going to be eliminating 20. We're going to be counting down 20 and eliminating our first season that far in the stack. The shuffle on these cards isn't great, but these index cards are pretty flimsy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. This football season is not going to be done for a replay this year. So we are taking out 2012. 2012 would have been a Momentum football season replay. I believe that was the year the Ravens beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. The Harbaugh brothers, I think, but I wouldn't swear to it. Let's go up to 2010's baseball. We'll need the D8 once again, since I've got 9 seasons left in there. Hopefully now it'll start flowing a little bit faster. Season number 3. We'll give it another quick shuffle. Cut 1, 2, 3. That season is now not being done for the summer this year. The season coming out now, 2019. This was the first year the Nationals won the World Series. 2019 would have been a payoff pitch season replay. So no 2019 to be done on the channel. Moving over to 2000s baseball once again. Actually, I probably don't need the cup at this point. I will later, though. Season 1. That'll be easy. Once we give this a quick shuffle. And 1. The season now coming out of 2000s baseball is going to be 2002. No Angels Giants in the World Series. That was the Moneyball Angels, I think. That would have been a season ticket replay most likely. Yep, that would have been a season ticket replay. Moving over to 1990s baseball. The D8 will do just fine here. Season 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This season not being selected for this year. Not being selected now. 1994. This was the strike-shortened season with the Expos near the top of the... Actually, the Expos playing the season of their lives. This would have been a... I probably would have done this fast score to the strike and then started the playoffs from there. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that now, though. We'll move over to 1980s baseball and see what season's coming out next. 3. 1, 2, 3. So that season now not being done. Season coming out now, 1982. This was the year the Brewers made the World Series and the Cardinals beat them in 7 games. 1982 would have been a season ticket replay. 1970s, season 2. 1, 2. This series, or this season, not being done. Coming out of the bucket this time, 1976, so we don't have to worry about that one. 1976 would have been a payoff pitch replay as well. 1960s, season 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This somehow it stayed label side down. Season coming out now from 1960s is 1963. This would have been a payoff pitch replay, I'm pretty sure. Yep. 1960s would have been payoff pitch. Down to hockey next. D12 will work here. Number 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next season to be eliminated for hockey is 2006 to 7. This one would have been a Strat replay, and I think that's the year the Ducks won the Stanley Cup. I might be wrong on that. Boxing tournament next. We'll use the D12 here. That's a 4. One, 2, 3, 4. The next tournament being eliminated for boxing is, once it decides to focus, a female tournament in Glory Days Boxing. I do have, there's a set on for Glory Days Boxing of female boxers, so now no female boxing tournament. Over to football next. Season 7 coming out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next football season to be eliminated from replay consideration is 2023. One of the Mahomes Dynasty seasons. 2023 would have been a Glory Days Pro Football replay. So no Chiefs dominance here. Let's see. 2010's baseball has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the D8 will still work just fine for 2010's baseball. Season 7. Now I'll be switching to the D6 for 2010's baseball. Does not want to shuffle for me for whatever reason. There we go. 1. Looks like you got 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next season being eliminated from consideration, 2015, no Royals Mets in the World Series. 2015 would have been a payoff pitch replay. 2000s baseball. DH should still be fine here as well. A 5. One, two, three, 4, 5. The next season being eliminated for 2000s baseball. 2004, no first time ever that a team came back from 0-3 to win a series, and then the Red Sox breaking the curse of the Bambino. Excuse me. That would have been an APA season replay. 1990s, I probably need the D6 now for 1990s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I need the D6 now for 90s baseball. A 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That season's out of consideration. Next season to be eliminated. 1995. First season after the strike. Braves winning the World Series over the Indians. The team of the 90s gets its World Championship. That would have been in season ticket. Moving over to 80s baseball, we can also do with the D6 here. 3. One, 2, 3. That season being eliminated from the 1980s stack. Coming out for the 1980s. 1981. Again, before my time, this would have been an APA basic only replay because I know for a fact 1980 is one of the seasons that I have an APA, but I don't have the master symbols with it. 1970s can still use the D8. Season 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This season is eliminated. Coming out for 1970s baseball. 1970. This would have been a season ticket replay. I don't know anything about a lot of baseball from, I would say, the mid 2000s back. I mostly just like telling the great stories in my own replays. 1960s can take the D8. Season 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Season that's been eliminated from 1960s and from the 1960s now. 1960. That one would have been an APO season replay, and I do have the master symbols with that one. So 1960 is now eliminated. Over to hockey next. And the D12 will still work just fine here, I believe. Yep. Number 9, once again. We're going pretty deep into the season stack once again for hockey. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The season being eliminated from hockey consideration. 1993-94. Now, I don't officially own this season yet. I'm expecting it to be in tomorrow, though. Rangers breaking their 54-year curse or something like that on winning the Stanley Cup. I do remember that historical significance. Vancouver made it to Game 7 in the Cup Finals before succumbing to the Rangers. Next boxing tournament to be eliminated is tournament number 2. As we'll give the stack a shuffle. One, 2. This tournament is now out of consideration, and the season next out, or the tournament next out, no super featherweight tournament in Title Bout 2. Now moving over to football. D20 still works just fine here. Season number 2. I almost wonder if I shouldn't redo these selection cards in some different way. Because these index cards are actually very flimsy. And they're proving to be hard to shuffle. 1, 2. Football season being eliminated now. 2022. This one is another Chiefs winning season. This would have been a 5D20 football season replay. Then moving up to 2010s, I think here we want the D6. Season number 1. Give this a quick little shuffle. And then we'll take the top season. That one is now eliminated. Season coming out for 2010's baseball. 2017, no trash can banging for this one. That would have been a payoff pitch season replay. First season, the Astros supposedly won the World Series, but I think they had their title vacated that year. I know there was the big cheating scandal for the Astros. Moving over to 2000's baseball. A 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Season being eliminated now from 2000s. I gotta put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'll see to that in a second. 2000 is now being eliminated. That would have been a season ticket replay. The third season in a row that the Yankees won the World Series during that late 90s, early 2000s stretch. Moving over to the 1990s. Season number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for the 1990s and the 1980s, I'll need to drop to the D4. One, 2, 3. The next season being eliminated from consideration. 1993. Second straight year the Blue Jays won the World Series. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life. Will not be a thing that I'll be saying on the channel for 1993. 1980s now is also going to want the D6, or is going to want the D4 after this season. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That season is now being eliminated. Coming out of consideration for this summer, 1984. I'm kind of glad this season is coming out of consideration because I know there's a community project on Facebook around the 1984 season, and I didn't want to interfere with that if I could avoid it. To the point where I might have stepped in with an executive decision on going with a different baseball season. Let's move over to the 1970s. Season number 6. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, just making sure I've got enough seasons that the D6, that I can still use the D6 on the next roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That season is now eliminated. Season coming out for baseball, for 1970s baseball, 1979. That one would have been a payoff pitch replay as well. So no 1979 baseball. 1960s. 3. 1, 2, 3. This season is now eliminated. Next season coming out, 1962. 1962 would have also been a Fall Classic replay. I think I've only got one Fall Classic season left in the stack. Yes, I do only have one Fall Classic season left in the stack of seasons. Moving over to hockey. Let's see, how many hockey seasons have I eliminated? 3, and I had 15, so I can still use the D12 for this one. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This season is now eliminated from hockey consideration. Hockey is now losing. 1995 to 96. Wagat got traded to the Avalanche, and the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup that year. So that would have been an inside the crease replay. When is your box arriving at my place? I'm expecting that due in tomorrow. I've been keeping an eye on the tracking for that. In fact, let me take a quick look here just to make sure the tracking is still on track. Still moving within the network right now. So I'm expecting to see that box tomorrow, but we will take a look at it on channel once it gets here. So don't worry about that, Jester. We will look at that. Let's see. Boxing has eliminated 3 tournaments, so now I want the D10 for boxing. Tournament number 1. This tournament is now not being considered for the summer. Tournament not being considered is a heavyweight tournament in Glory Days boxing. The very first boxing tournament I ran was a heavyweight boxing tournament in Title Bout 2. Greatest Boxer tournament back in 2023. But that won't be the tournament this year. Well, not in Glory Days anyway. Over to football next. We've eliminated 3 seasons there. I still have 24. I still have 21 left, so the D20 still works here. Season number 3. The it ever wants to shuffle for me. One, two, three. This football season now coming out, we are losing 1988. 1988 was right in the middle of the 49ers dynasty, and that would have been a season ticket football replay. So no 1988 in season ticket football for this summer project. Summer back to 2010's baseball. I believe we had 6 seasons left. Yes, 6 seasons left, so we can still use the D6. Season number 2. One, two. That season is coming out. Coming out now. 2018. So no Red Sox beating the Dodgers in 5 games in the World Series. Red Sox win the World Series will not be a thing we hear for 2018. Over to 2000s baseball. We'll grab the D6, the purple D6. Season number 4. One, two, three, 4. That season now being eliminated. Next season that's coming out. 2003. No Marlins beating the Yankees in the World Series. And no, what the hell was his name? Steve Bartman, I think. Fan reaching over at Wrigley Field for the Cubs. That derailed that NLCS for the Cubs. 2003 would have been a season ticket replay as well. So no 2003. Then moving over to 1990s. Here, I do want the D4 for this one. That's a 1. So that season for the 1990s now not being considered. What baseball system am I using for these projects? It depends on which system I own the season in. So if you're hearing me talk about... Actually, let me explain it a little bit more after we eliminate this season. So it might make a little more sense here. Might also make sense if I go take some English lessons. Coming out will be 1992. That was the first year the Blue Jays won the World Series. That would have been an APA season replay. So the way I'm determining what system I'm using is it's based on which system I own the season in. So in this case, let's take 1992 as an example. If 1992 would have won the system that's going to come for in the 1985 season recap and reveal show, then I would have done the season replay in APA because that's the system I own the season in. So hopefully that makes sense for you, Philip. That the system the replay is going to be in is going to be based on what system I own the season in. So over to the 1980s, where I also want the D4. That's a 2. One, 2. This season, now not going to be replayed this year. Coming out, 1980. This one would have been a payoff pitch replay. Over to the 1970s. We're now Nope, the D6 will work just fine for the 1970s and for the 1960s. A 6. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. This season now coming out. Next season coming out, 1978. This one would have been a payoff pitch season replay as well. Moving over to the 1960s, D6 here will work just fine. Season number 3. One, two, 3. Season now coming out. 1967. 1967 would have been an APA replay, and I know I've got master symbols for that one. So no APA, no 1967 APA baseball. Moving over to hockey next, and we've now taken out 4 seasons from hockey, so now I want the D10. Pocket Pennant Run is not a possible system to use. The systems I own for baseball are APA, Stratomatic, Fall Classic, Payoff Pitch, and Season Ticket. I'm still in the mid. I've replaced all of my inside pitch seasons. Now the only thing left for me to do is to figure out what systems I can get rid of in terms of, or how I can get rid of my seasons, whether it's in the garbage from any PDFs I've printed or any printed systems that I've ordered from Inside Sports. Season number 8, and that's for hockey. For hockey, my possible systems are Stratomatic or Inside the Crease. Boxing, as you've seen, are Glory Days Boxing and Title Bout 2. Football is APA Football, Glory Days Pro Football, Momentum, Season Ticket, and 5D20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next hockey season that we're losing is 2008-09. Penguins winning the Cup in 7 games over the Red Wings after the Red Wings beat them in 6 games the previous year. Moving over to boxing, I'm pretty sure the D10 will still work for boxing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. D10 will still work fine for boxing. Number 8. And on any of these D10s where it's a 0, the 0 will be a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next boxing tournament coming out. Middleweight tournament in Glory Days Boxing will not be a thing for the summer. Moving over to football. What boxing system am I using? I'd be using Glory Days Boxing or Title Bout 2. It depends on which one is on the card. So there's 2 possible systems that I'd be using for boxing. Over to football, I think we established that, yep, the D20 should still work for football. Four. One, two, three, 4. system that's coming out for football, the season that's coming out for football. 1994. This was the year the Niners beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl, if I remember correctly. 94 would have been a season ticket football replay. 2010s we should be down to the D4 for most of these baseball systems at this point. Yep. We're down to the D4, I think, for all of them at this point. So 2010s needs the D4. That's a 3. And we're starting to get down to it, at least for the baseball season. We've got a ways to go on football, boxing, and hockey, though. One, two, three. This season coming out for 2010's baseball, we are losing 2016. The Cubs breaking a 108-year winning streak, or breaking a 108-year curse of the Billy Goat to win the World Series over Cleveland in 7 games. That would have been a payoff pitch replay, but not going to have to worry about that one now. Over to 2000s baseball. Season 4. One, two, three, 4. The next season being eliminated. 2005. White Sox breaking their own long streak of futility. That would have been an APA season replay with the master symbol. So the master game and or the Merino boards would be an option, would have been an option for that season, but not anymore. 1990s baseball. Next season we're losing there. Season number 3. As you can see, we've only got 4 seasons left. So now we're dropping down on a die sequence, or on a die size for the 90s. 1, 2, 3. Next season we're losing for baseball. 1998. The big home run race between Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. A lot of people say the year that saved baseball, and that one would have been a season ticket replay. Over to the 1980s. Season number 2. One, 2. Next season that we're taking out from 1980s. 1986. Mets fans love this season for obvious reasons. That one would have been a payoff pitch season replay. Moving over to the 1970s, where now we're getting down to, this one wants the D4 now as well. Oop. Season 1. Let's not do that. That season coming out. Next season we're losing. 1972. That would have been a payoff pitch season replay. Moving over to the 1960s. Season, that's number 1. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. And that's the season we're losing. So we are now losing 1961. That would have been a Stratomatic season replay. I should still have a couple seasons of Strat baseball left in the stack. Moving over to hockey next. Hockey, we have lost a total of 5 seasons, so the D10 should still be plenty. Should be getting some new dice tomorrow for Dice United 2 Soccer. Nice. I've never been a big fan of soccer, admittedly. That's a 9, by the way. I've never been a big fan of soccer, and I've never really warmed up to basketball either. So I tend to, probably for logical reasons after that, I avoid those two systems. I avoid those two sports as I'm exploring sports games. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The next hockey season we're losing, getting some black and white D20s, as well as an orange D20 and an orange D10. Nice. Next season we're losing from hockey, 2002 to 03. Devils and the Ducks in 7 games. Devils won that series. Actually, yeah. 2002-3. That one would have been a Stratomatic hockey replay. Over to boxing. I believe we've lost 5 of these now. Yep, so now we need the D8. If I can do it without dropping it. Tournament 7. No Stone Cold Hockey? Nope, I don't have Stone Cold Hockey in my collection. I think that's a PC game. That's a PC only game. Jester, I know you play a lot of Stone Cold Hockey. Is that PC only, or is there a cards and dice version of Stone Cold Hockey I could get? I think I've only ever seen Jester play it on PC, so I don't know if there's cards and dice. And admittedly, in the game room, I can't really play cards and dice. I could, moving out to my desk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next tournament we're losing for boxing is a featherweight tournament in Glory Days boxing. Okay, there is a card and dice version of Stone Cold Hockey. Didn't know that. I've only ever seen you play the, as cards and dice. Okay, I will make a note to myself to look into a cards and dice version of Stone Cold Hockey. Still made by ASG Games, I assume? Plays well, and you've played cards and dice Stone Cold, but also played digital Stone Cold. Let's see. For football, we want the D12 now. That's number 3. We're going to be on the D12 for a while with football, as you can see. Stone Mountain Press for digitals for cards and dice Stone Cold. I will take a look into that later. Alright, I jotted myself a note down so I could look into it later. But we still have quite a few seasons to go through here. 1, 2, 3. This season is now eliminated. We are now losing 1996 from football. 1996 would have been another season ticket replay. More special to my family than to me because the Packers won that Super Bowl, and my family is all huge Packer fans. I never warmed up to them, but that's just my opinion. That's just me. 2010's baseball's got 4 seasons left, so now we need the D3. Best sets are the Central Cities League fictional sets. Okay, good to know. I will try to look for that. Season 2 for 2010's baseball. Not much you can do with a 4-card shuffle. This season now coming out. The season we're losing now, 2011. Ooh, Jester's not going to be happy about this one. This, I think, is the last of the Fall Classic seasons now. So, 2011. So, my next season, my summer project Does not look like it's going to be Fall Classic Baseball. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I just got rid of my last Fall Classic season. At least in terms of this project. D4 here. That is a 1. So the season we're losing from 2000s. Losing 2011's fine since you're playing St. Louis on Strat. Oh, that's right. I forgot you were playing that one. So I guess I probably would have stepped in on that one. So I'm actually now glad to lose 2011. Our next 2000 seasons we're losing is 2001, another very important season in my personal life. No Diamondbacks beating the Yankees in 7 games at home. No Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling as co-MVPs. 1990s and the 1980s now have 3 seasons left. So we'll do these a little bit differently. We'll do our elimination with the D3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 4, so this season being eliminated. Being eliminated for the 1990s is 1996. Another season that the Yankees won the World Series over this was over the Braves, I think. That would have been a season ticket, season replay. In the 1980s, we'll do that the exact same way. With the D6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. So we're losing this season. And coming out from the 1980s, 1989. This one would have also been a season ticket replay. This was the Athletics sweeping the Giants in 4 games, if I remember correctly. 1970s, we've got 4 seasons left for the 70s, so now we want the D4. That is a 3. 1, 2, 3. Coming out from the 1970s, 1975. No Carlton Fisk waving the ball fair at Fenway Park in Game 6. I have seen that clip on YouTube. We're starting to get down to it for baseball at the very least. The D4 for 1960s. That is a 2. One, 2. This season is gone from the 1960s. We are losing 1966. By the way, 1975 would have been an APA replay as well, right? Yes. 1966 would have been a season ticket replay. Moving down to hockey, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons left. So I actually want the D8 for this one. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This season is out for hockey. We are losing 2012 to 13. The Kings won their first Stanley Cup this season. That would have been an inside the crease season replay. Moving over to boxing, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tournaments left for boxing. So let's see what comes out next in the boxing world. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Next tournament coming out for boxing. Light flyweights in Title Bout 2. So that won't be a tournament that will be running in the summer. Moving over to football next. I apologize that it's taking so long to get to the good stuff, but there's a lot we have to go through in doing random season selections like this. Season number 11, so we're going deep into the football stack this time. I wonder if I could get like a land station or something from a game store and just use different colored sleeves to sleeve those up so these shuffle a lot more easily. Actually, I probably could have even made this a chill AMA stream if you guys wanted to ask questions while we're dealing with this, because I know this is a bit of a longer stream. So yeah, for the rest of this stream, we'll make this an AMA stream, but you guys know the drill with AMA by now. Just leave the question with an AMA tag, but nothing too personal. Same AMA rule as usual will apply. If you don't want it asked of you, don't ask it of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Staples is laminated paper. I don't know if I don't have a Staples down here. I'm sure my office supply stores down here would probably have that. Next football season we're losing is year 2000. Ravens winning their first Super Bowl is now out. That would have been a season ticket football season replay. Now moving up to 2010s, we've got 3 seasons left here. So we'll do those the same way that we've been doing the other 3s. Once I get this all set up, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the one that gets eliminated. A 1. So we're losing this season. The season we're losing here. 2013. So Red Sox winning their third World Series since finally breaking the curse of the Bambino. 2013 would have been a Stratomatic replay. So now I think I've also gotten rid of all of my Stratomatic seasons, but don't quote me on that. So the next season replay wouldn't be in Stratomatic either. Then moving over to the 2000s, we've got our same 3-card shuffle. Same thing we've done before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. So we're losing this season from the 2000s. We are losing 2009. Yankees with their last World Series win with their last World Series win to date. That would have been a season ticket replay. Then moving over to the 1990s, we'll have our first season advancing to the King of the Hill tournament for baseball, but I won't reveal what season it is until it either gets eliminated or makes it all the way through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the season that's eliminated. That is a 1, which means this season will make it to the King of the Hill tournament, and just to denote that, I'm going to do that, so I know I'm done with the 1990s, but this season has been eliminated. We are losing 1990. This was the Reds beating the Athletics in 4 games in the World Series. That would have been a season ticket replay. So now we've got this season remaining. Moving over to the 1980s, we'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 2, so this season is eliminated. And this one is going to move to the King of the Hill Gauntlet. Last season to be eliminated for the 1980s. 1983. That one would have been a payoff pitch replay as well. Moving over to the 1970s. We've got our 3 seasons left here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1. So this season's coming out. Season being lost for the 70s. 1977. That one would have been a payoff pitch replay as well. Moving over to the 1960s. Once again, we've got 3 seasons left here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1. So this season being eliminated for the 1960s, we are losing. 1969. Mets winning the World Series with terrific Tom Seaver. A lot of Hall of Famers there as well, obviously. 1969 would have been a payoff pitch replay. Moving over to hockey next. I just rolled the wrong die for that one, but oh well. Hockey still has quite a few seasons left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need the D8 for this one. That is a 1. So this season's the one we're losing, and here we're losing. Once it decides to focus. 1985-86. This was in the middle of the Edmonton Oilers dynasty, but I think Montreal won the cup this year in this season. 85-86 would have been an inside the crease replay. Moving over to boxing, where we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tournaments left, so we need the D6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This tournament now being eliminated, we are losing a middleweight tournament in Title Bout 2. So we won't have to worry about middleweights in Title Bout 2. Actually, will we have to worry about middleweights at all? No, we won't have to worry about middleweights because both middleweight tournaments are now gone. '85-'86 Montreal over Calgary. That's right. I thought Montreal had won the cup that year, but I wasn't completely sure. Again, anything... You got to remember, too, Jester, Phoenix Knight was probably not even a year old when that cup was won. Anyway, moving over to football, where we still have quite a few football seasons left. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Season we're losing for football. 1999, greatest show on turf, now not the season we're considering. That would have been a 5D20 football replay. You're on the site looking up your 2013-14 NHL playoffs game, so I looked it up. Much appreciated on that. Then we're moving over to 2010s, where we'll get the 2010s representative in the King of the Hill tournament. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to be eliminated. That's a 2, so we're losing this season, which means this one's moving into the King of the Hill. Come on. There we go. So the season eliminated for the 2010s. 2014. This was the third season that the Giants won the World Series. They beat the Royals in 7 games. That would have been a season ticket replay. 2000s will likewise be getting their King of the Hill representative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to be eliminated. That's a 6, so this season is eliminated. And the season we're losing here is 2008. This was the Phillies winning the World Series over the Rays in 5 games, I want to say. 2008 would have been a season ticket replay. We'll skip the 90s and the 80s because they both have their King of the Hill representatives. And we'll move down to the 70s, waiting for theirs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And actually, now I'm going to start throwing the D6s that I'm going to need for King of the Hill in the cup. That's a 2, so this season is making it to King of the Hill. Season being eliminated for the 70s, 1973. That would have been a payoff pitch replay as well. And that die can go in for King of the Hill as well. Moving over to the 1960s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 6, so this season, and my hand is being eliminated. This one's going to King of the Hill. So the season coming out for the 60s, 1964. 1964 would have been a payoff pitch replay. Moving over to hockey, we have, and actually that one can go in as well. We have 7 seasons left, so now we need the D6 for hockey. That is a 4. One, 2, 3, 4. There goes your birth year of 1964. Well, don't shoot me, Philip. That's what the dice decided they wanted to do. Coming out for hockey, 2017-18. My very first Strat season. This one was where the Washington Capitals beat the Vegas Golden Knights in real history for the Cup, but the Golden Knights won my series replay in 7 games back during Advent of the Phoenix earlier this year, or actually late last year. And as I mentioned, that would have been a Strat replay. Moving over to boxing, let's see how many tournaments I have left in boxing. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the D6 is what I want here. So now we're going to spend a lot of time ping-ponging between hockey, boxing, and football until we get those down to 2 stacks, or until we get those down to 2. 4 for boxing. No hockey bones. I do have a sample of hockey bones. I'm probably going to sit down and play that over. I'm going to probably try to sit down and play that most likely off camera during the off season. But for this project, no, I'm not using hockey bones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next tournament we're losing is a light heavyweight boxing tournament in Glory Days Boxing. We're definitely pruning through a lot of the Glory Days tournaments. And let's see what we can do with football next. 7. Surprisingly, with football, I still have all 3 of my APA football seasons in here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The football season we're losing here. 1998. As soon as I say something about having all of my APA football seasons, I lose one of them. John Elway winning his second straight Super Bowl. Vikings going 15-1, only to blow it in the NFC Championship game. As you can probably guess, that would have been an APA football season replay. Moving over to hockey, we have 6 seasons left for hockey. That is a 5. You'll be back. Take your time, Philip. One, two, three, 4, 5. This season now being eliminated. So now we're losing. 2001-2. Red Wings beating the Hurricanes. Red Wings with an absolutely stacked lineup. I know Mike Modano, Luc Robitaille, Dominik Hasek was the goalie for that team. 2001-2 would have been a strat replay. Over to boxing, where we have 5 seasons left, or 5 tournaments left, so now I want the D4. A 3. One, two, 3. Boxing tournament we're losing now is a welterweight tournament in Glory Days boxing, so we won't have that one to worry about. We're pruning a lot of the Glory Days boxing from the looks of it. Let's see how many football seasons I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 football seasons. So I still want the D12 for football. A 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The football season we're losing now is 1976. 1976 would have been a Momentum football season replay. Really hoping for a title bout tournament, haven't seen much of that. Well, Philip, the thing about hoping for a title bout tournament is you should be hoping to see that at the end when that goes to the poll, if you want to see a Title Bout 2 tournament on the channel. Over to hockey. You don't want to see the Title Bout tournaments now while we're doing season elimination. Or I should say while we're doing project elimination, because these tournaments aren't really season replays. That is a, oh, I forgot about this die. That's a 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Next replay being eliminated is a 1998-99 season replay. Dallas Stars beating the Buffalo Sabres, and I remember there was a big controversy around Brett Hull's skate being in the crease. Let's see, 98-99 would have been an inside the crease replay. Let's see, 4 seasons left for hockey. Boxing's got 4 tournaments left. Two. One, 2. So the tournament coming out for boxing now is a welterweight tournament in Title Bout 2. So we won't have to worry about welterweights in Title Bout 2. Let's see what we get for football. D12 will still work fine for that. That is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The next football season we're losing is 1997. John Elway winning his first Super Bowl. This would have been a... Somehow I didn't put it on the list. Oh, yes, I did. 1997 would have been a season ticket football replay. Moving over to hockey, where we've got 4 seasons left for hockey. That's another 4. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, the one on the bottom. So the season we're losing for hockey. 1999-2000. Devils winning the Stanley Cup over the Stars, who were looking to repeat after Brett Hull's controversial goal. 99-2000 would have been a Strat replay. And then boxing is going to be down to 2 after this next roll. I'm going to move this down just a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the season. This is the tournament that's being eliminated. Boxing will be down to 2 for its head-to-head roll after this. 1. So this tournament is out. These 2 will be going head-to-head. So the tournament being eliminated now is a flyweight tournament in Glory Days boxing. Over to football, we've got quite a ways to go on football at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we can still use the D12. That's an 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next football season we're losing is 2005. That's another APA football season. I'd have to set up the teams for that one. Next, we've got 3 hockey seasons left. After this, they'll be down to 2 for their head-to-head roll. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the one we're eliminating. That's a 2, so we're eliminating this hockey season, which means these 2 are going head-to-head. So the last hockey season to be eliminated before head-to-head is 2007-2008. Trying to remember, I think this was the season that Marian Hossa was a Penguin and the Red Wings won the Cup. That would have been a 2007-8 would have been an inside the crease replay. So now we're going to be working for a little while on whittling down football seasons because I've still got 12 of those left. So let's get the D12 and start whittling our football seasons down to 2. That's a 12, which I believe I have 12 seasons left. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Yep, exactly 12 left. So we'll cut, and then we'll take the bottom season. That's being eliminated. Being lost for football. 2009. 2009 would have been a momentum football season replay. And now we need to start whittling these football seasons down with the D10. That's a 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Coming out next for football, 2007. 2007 would have been a season ticket football replay. Just going to check on the count of these seasons. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We want the D10 again with 3. One, 2, 3. Coming out for football, 2021. Another of the Chiefs' seasons, I think. No. I'm trying to think. Oh, I think the Rams won the Super Bowl that year. 2021 would have been a 5D20 football replay. Now we want the D8 as we're continuing to whittle these seasons down. That's a 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Season being eliminated here. 2001. This was another APA football season replay. The year the Tuck Rule game, the year the New England Patriots dynasty started. Then the D8 again. A 1. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. And then we'll take 1 off the top. And the season we're losing here, 2002, the first year the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. 2002 would be a season ticket football replay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we're down to the D6. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This season now being eliminated, we are losing 2008. 2008 would have been a momentum season replay. 2008, trying to think who won the Super Bowl that year. Probably the Patriots, odds are. They were in the middle of their dynasty at that point. We're down to 6 football seasons now. 3. 1, 2, 3. Coming out for football, 2019. This was a momentum season replay. And now we need the D4 for football. 2. 1, 2. This season now being eliminated. We are now eliminating 1985, my birth year on football as well. This one would have been a combined replay of 5D20 football, momentum football, and Glory Days Pro Football. I'm pretty sure that gets rid of all of my Glory Days seasons. Next season to be eliminated, 4. Take the 1 off the bottom. Season we're losing here, 2010. This would have been a momentum season replay as well. This was another year the Packers won the Super Bowl. We're down to 3 seasons in football at this point. So we'll give these a quick shuffle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the season we're eliminating. That's a 2, so that one's eliminated. These 2 are going head to head. And the season we're eliminating here is 1980. That would have been a Momentum football season replay. I believe the start of the... Actually, 1980... No, that would have been a combined replay in 5D20 and Momentum football. So we've got our 2 seasons for football, boxing, and hockey. But first, we need to figure out what our baseball season is going to be. And the way we're going to do that is I've got the color-coded dice for each decade in my dice cup. So I'm going to roll King of the Hill style. The lowest season will be eliminated. The season that rolls the lowest will be eliminated until we end up with 1 baseball season. So now let's roll for eliminations. Let's see, 1. So the 1990s season is being eliminated. The 1990s season that made it here was 1997. The Marlins and the Indians in a 7-game World Series. That would have been a season ticket replay. So 1990s is now out of the King of the Hill. Oops. So now we get back. So now we roll the other 5. Let's see. Now we're losing the 2010 season. So the season that made it here for the 2010s. 2012. The Giants winning their 2nd World Series and their 3 in the early 2010s. That would have been a payoff pitch season replay. So that season is now out. This time we're losing the 1960s season. So now coming out for the 60s is 1965. That one would have been a Stratomatic season replay. So I guess I had at least 1 more Strat season left in there. So now 1960s is done. So next King of the Hill roll. We'll leave the 1980s, but we have to re-roll 2000s and 1970s. That takes out the 2000s season. So the season we're losing from the 2000s. (2006), another season Jester's probably not happy to see go away. Another season the Cardinals won the World Series. And 2006 would have been a... 2006 would have been a season ticket replay as well. So one more roll, and we'll have our baseball season to vote on. And we lose the 1970s season, which means we'll have a 1980s baseball season in the poll. Being eliminated at this point, 1971. 1971 would have been a season ticket replay. So moving on for the 1980s to be selected this year is going to be 1987. You know what? I was hoping the season wasn't going to come up because I know Baseball Demos is doing his 1987 AL Game of the Week in Strat. So as not to interfere with that, I'm actually going to step in with an executive decision here, and I'm going to advance 1971 forward instead of 1987 because I don't want to interfere with what Baseball Demos is doing with his 1987 AL Game of the Week. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I don't want to take a chance that he's still into that by the time I start the summer project in July. So we're going to advance 1971 forward via an executive decision. I'm going to step away. I'm going to do that so I don't interfere with what he's doing. Now we're going to come to the seasons where I've got 2 seasons left. So these 2 seasons are going to roll head-to-head for each sport. We'll do hockey first. I've got my 2 ticker dice. I've got a pink die on this season and a yellow die for this season. We're going to keep a best-of-7 score on these. The first season that gets to 4 is going to advance to the poll based on the high roll. All right, That's yellow. You're good with 71. Okay, cool. Yellow again. Tied. Yellow again. Pink's got to get it together here, or the yellow season is moving into the pole. And yellow wins it in 4 straight. So the yellow season is moving into the pole. The baseball season being eliminated here, or the hockey season being eliminated here, is 2014-15. Another season I'm expecting in 2014-15. Actually, I think I'm expecting it in, but that would have been an inside the crease replay. And I had my pin here, because I do want to note the system as well. So for hockey, moving on in the poll is going to be 2009-10. The first year the Blackhawks had won the Stanley Cup in, I want to say, 54 years. 2009-10 is actually going to be a combined replay between Stratomatic Hockey and Inside the Crease. I'm making notes for the polls at this point. 1971 made the poll. So now we're going to do the same thing with boxing and football. Let's do boxing next. Same rules as before. Actually, I'm going to do it like that. Excuse me. This time, pink gets a win. Yellow. 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 Pink. Pink. It all comes down to this one. Come on. Tied. Tied again. And yellow. So yellow moves on. Being eliminated from the poll for the boxing tournaments is the lightweight tournament in Glory Days Boxing. So by process of elimination, what's coming out here is going to be a heavyweight boxer tournament in Title Bout 2. I did run a heavyweight boxing tournament back in 2023. I think I might have mentioned that. But that was only a 16 boxer tournament, and I was still kind of getting the feel for YouTube at the time. But this time it'll be a bigger tournament. I just haven't decided how much bigger it's going to be yet, though. So now we've got to figure out our last season going to the poll. And it's going to be a football season, so we'll do our roll as before. Pink. Tie. Yellow. Yellow. I think we've had all yellow projects advance. Yellow. And yellow. Right. Heavyweights will be popular. Do you like that one so far as your favorite? Well, let's see what the football season coming out is. This one's being eliminated. Being eliminated here. 2020. This would have been a Momentum football season replay. So coming out, so making it, and apparently the dice wanted to put this one out again, will be 1972. This time, though, it'll be different because 1972 is going to be a 5D20 football replay. And that will conclude. We now have our 4 finalists. So the 4 projects that we're going to have to vote on. In football, we're getting a 1972 replay, but that'll be 5D20 football only. That will not be a combined replay, as I did Momentum football last year. For baseball, we'll have 1971. That'll be in season ticket baseball. For hockey, we'll have 2009-10. That'll be a combined replay between Stratomatic hockey and Inside the Crease hockey. For boxing, we'll have a heavyweight tournament in Title Bout 2. 72 is Dolphin Perfection. Well, don't go back and watch my 1971 replay in that case, because you'll find that the Dolphins were very far. Well, I'm not going to spoil that, but I do encourage you to go back and watch that replay if you want to see how things went. Things went, let's just say, very differently, as these things tends to happen in replays. So once I sign off here, the poll will go live on the community tab, and it'll remain open until the 1985 season recap and reveal show, until the recap portion of that show is over. And that will be my first non-Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday video after I take a 2-week break after the 1985 World Series is over. Speaking of the 1985 World Series, we'll be starting that tomorrow at Tiger Stadium with Game 1, as the Montreal Expos will be taking on the Detroit Tigers. Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos, and Jack Morris will be going for the Tigers. Before that, though, Mystical Munchies will conclude out of the Dungeons & Dragons Flavors of the Multiverse cookbook with the drink Erlenmeyer's Dragonfire Punch. Where do you vote? I'm going to put the poll up in the community tab on my channel. So that's where you'll be able to vote on the seasons. Where was I? Oh, yes. Sunday, we're playing game number 6 off my War Room list as we play Twilight 2000 by Free League Publishing. Wednesday next week, we're going to be playing game number 7 on my list as we play 5 Parsecs from Home from Modiphius Entertainment. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. So, Philip, if you go to my... So, actually, Philip, I'll walk you through this before I sign off tonight. So, if you go out to YouTube... Actually, I'll just go ahead and put the poll up right now while we're thinking about it. So go out to my channel, let me know when you're out there, and I'll walk you through how you get to the community tab. You'll probably have to go to subscriptions, find my username. That'll take you to my channel. So go to subscriptions, click on my name, and then if you go to posts, that's where the poll is eventually going to be once I put it up. So that's where you'll go to vote on the seasons. That's where you'll go to vote for the season that you want to see on the channel. And remember, your votes will influence the number of dice each season will roll on the 1985 season recap and reveal show. So once again, take care, and I'll get the poll up. I'll get the poll live on the channel.